A handful of reckless individuals changed things not only for the victims but for themselves and for this community. We were proud that we had the coverage that we had with officers within 50 feet of this incident and the way that they responded. The men and women of the Montgomery Police Department are to be commended for not only what they did and springing in action at that moment, but what they have done since then just through gumshoe police work. And it's been solid. It's been very steady. It has been the leadership of our police department with Chief Grayboys and Chief Brickus guiding us. We certainly are also grateful for those downtown business owners and for others who came forward with video, who came forward with other tips and suggestions and things along those lines that have been helpful. And so that's going to allow us to use all the resources that we currently have, both at the local, state, and federal level, to bring about the closure of this case and the capture of are responsible. We will push for maximum accountability, regardless how long this takes. You know, I want to also highlight some of the things that the City Council has helped us do over the last several years. You know, in fiscal year 2025, the City Council approved a 15% raise for all Montgomery Police Department officers and a 5% cost of living adjustment for other city employees. In this year's budget, the fiscal year 2026, funds for replacing the Montgomery Police Department's outdated communication system, and expanding surveillance infrastructure were proposed and passed. 10 years ago, the police budget stood at $44.6 million. This year, it stands at $59 million. So you've seen the type of increase that we have put into that budget and the type of investment we have put into our men and women. And that includes partly 40% raise since 2019 for police salaries and benefits. We've also invested almost $10 million in equipment modernization, from new patrol vehicles, tasers, AEDs, K9s, mobile data terminals, and surveillance tech, with much more proposed for this upcoming fiscal year, in particular when it comes to technology and utilizing that as a force multiplier. We've also been partners in the Together We Rise initiative, treating gun violence as a public health crisis, focusing on prevention, intervention, and community engagement. We've also advocated for gun safety, with $375,000 invested in advanced weaponry to counter illegal Glock switches, supported legislation to ban Glock switches and require lost and stolen firearm reporting. We also have publicly challenged state preemption laws that limit local gun control. On top of that, I've been a part of a group of bipartisan mayors across the state who's advocated for the revocation of permitless carry gun laws that we currently have right now in our state. So we have done all of these things together to try to prevent as much as we can and to try to be as proactive as we can. But I want us to keep some of those things in mind because we're always looking for ways to improve. We're always looking for ways to make our city safer, to make our community safer for those that live here, for those that work here, and those that visit our city. And I believe that our city is a safe city. We know that there's work to do. One life lost is one life too many. We know that currently in this climate, one may not feel safe. And so we have to do a better job to make sure people feel safe, regardless of what's happening in the immediate community or the surrounding community. I'm no stranger to gun violence. Within the last 6 weeks, 7 rounds were found within 150 feet of my house, just one house over. Within that same time, there was a homicide on West Haven Lane, 1 block over. So whether you're the mayor or whether you're just an ordinary citizen going about their business, unfortunately, this becomes too much a part of what we have to deal with each and every day. And so for me, it's personal to get to the bottom of this. For me, it's personal to make sure our city, my hometown, our hometown, is considered one of the safest. And we will stop at nothing to make sure that it is. And we'll continue to work with our partners at the county, the sheriff's office, our partners at the state, with the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, as well as the ATF and the FBI. So whether it's federal, state, or local, we're going to work with each and every law enforcement agency we can. And we're going to work with those entities that want to work with us that are outside of law enforcement to continue to make this a safer city. So I want to just start there. Again, I want to thank our colleagues on the city council who have been helping, again, with the budget, who've been helping with ideas and initiatives, and who have been helping really get people to come forward and to talk and to show and to say what they may have seen and tell us what they may have heard. And all of that has been helping us move forward in this process. So with that, I'll pause and I'll turn it over to Chief Grayboys to update you on some other factual information. And at that time, we'll take any questions from the press for anyone that may have it. Chief?
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, and thank you for being here today. I want to say thank you to the mayor and his administration, to the city council, to my staff, to Chief Brickus, to my detectives who have been working ceaselessly on this case, along with our partners. One thing I would want to say is we have to pull together, because now is the time for unity in our shared purpose in holding the criminals responsible and fixing the damage that they caused. I'm thankful for the citizens that have reached out in support of our agency and the families of the victims. I'm grateful for the citizens who have been calling in tips. You are making a difference. Unity is what we need now, because our clear purpose is holding people accountable who are responsible for this crime. We are 200% committed to this investigation. And we're here to provide a progress report for our ongoing investigation into the mass shooting incident that has deeply affected our city since 11:31 p.m. on Saturday. This case is top priority for the Montgomery Police Department and for every agency working alongside of us. I am thankful for the assistance of our partners at every level. Standing with us is the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, the Montgomery District Attorney's Office, the Alabama Attorney General's Office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the U.S. Marshals Service, the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, Alabama Fusion Center, and Central Alabama Crime Stoppers. I also would like to make a note for the Montgomery Fire and Rescue, who went into the scene with us Saturday night to assist those who were injured and those who were hurt. They did that selflessly, and they did it on behalf of others. I mention all these names again and in list because that is all the resources that we are bringing to bear on this. There are a lot of them, and they are bearing fruit. Their continued collaboration and assistance demonstrates the strength of our shared goal of protecting the citizens of Montgomery and holding violent offenders accountable swiftly and safely. Our partnerships demonstrate that when we work together, we are stronger, more effective, and better equipped to deliver the results our community expects and deserves, and I have no doubt that together we will bring the suspects in this case to justice. Our detectives, alongside our partners, have been working nonstop. We have been organizing and using every resource at our disposal. We have strong leads. We have developed persons of interest, and I am 100% certain that by the conclusion of this case, we will be ending it with arrests and prosecutions. I'm very specific in my wording there. This investigation, though, is a methodical process. Our investigators, our analysis, the examination of all of the evidence involved, we have to be careful and we have to be right. Now, I know from all of the evidence and all of the factors that I've seen that we are every hour, 1 hour closer to holding the perpetrators accountable. We remain committed to seeing this investigation through with accuracy and integrity, because the families of our victims and our community deserve nothing less. At this time, presently, the 5 individuals with life-threatening injuries are still under the same classification of having those life-threatening injuries. The 7 individuals with non-life-threatening injuries are still under that same classification as well. Our thoughts are with them as they continue to recover. Now, we are part of this community. Our officers, we live here. We raise our children here. We share the same hopes and dreams of a safer Montgomery. We urge anyone with information in this case to contact Crime Stoppers at 215-STOP. Again, that's 215-STOP. Or they can contact the Montgomery Police Department directly at 625-2831. Every piece of information helps move this investigation forward. This is an investigation where we do anticipate multiple individuals who are persons of interest and more than likely will be facing charges. We are relentlessly seeking justice for the injured and the deceased. Every victim deserves justice. Every family affected deserves answers. And I'll say this now to the criminals involved in this: all of us are coming for you. We will not rest. We will not relent until we get you. We are coming. We will give updates as they develop.
At this time, we'll open it up for any questions we may have from the press. Yes, sir.
This is Wayne. As the investigation goes on, I know it's too early to talk about steps to take because that is your priority in the investigation right now. What is something that people need to know about the investigation? Because you know citizens have millions of questions and comments about it, but what do you want them to take away from what's going on about this investigation as we speak?
That this investigation has been steady, consistent, relentless in gathering all of the facts. And one thing I want people to be aware of, because like I stated earlier, because my detectives have been working so incredibly hard, and not just them by themselves. They've also been working really hard with investigators from all of our partners, with investigators from ALEA, with investigators from the Sheriff's Office, and with investigators even from the various attorneys' offices that have been assisting us. One of the things I can tell you is that the information coming in as frequent as it is like a fire hose worth of information. And all that information and all of that evidence has to be independently processed and utilized and basically fit into a very large puzzle. Due to the nature of this case, it is a very large and complex investigation because of the numbers of people involved. So I want people to understand that while we have to be careful about what we can reveal publicly because we do not want to compromise the investigation, we are steadily and methodically putting everything together that will allow us to have a positive prosecution of the individuals that we are going to arrest in relation to this case.
Mayor, I want to give you a chance to respond to the Alabama Sheriff's Association because it's taken a couple of hours to look at what it says about the shooting. It says that Montgomery has a quote criminal gang problem. Do you agree that Montgomery has a gang problem?
Will you let me respond? Go. I've been working in Montgomery. I had my first career since 1991. That's when I started. And one thing I remember about the time in the 90s was that every cop in the city knew that there were gangs in Montgomery. Though at the time, a lot of times people would not want to talk about it. Gangs are a problem, period. And one of the things that we're getting out of this investigation, which has been so positive with all of our partnerships, is we're actually emerging tactics and strategies going forward to strike at those gangs. But the gang problems, unfortunately, it has been a national problem. But what we're learning over the last 2 days and the things that we're doing are going to have a very big impact. And so I'll say, yes, there are gangs. Nobody's denying it. And yes, they are a problem. But we are going to do everything we can to go after those individuals, and I believe that we're going to have some successful results in the near future.
You said that
Not at the present time, because literally this investigation is constantly fluid. I can say without a reasonable doubt that there are multiple shooters involved, but I'm not going to give you the exact number yet until we have completed all of our analysis of all of the video evidence and all of the testimony of the witnesses. To give you an idea, when I said it was a complex investigation, okay, we had so many people out there, and we were literally tracking down every individual who's even out there just to question them. That takes time, and it has to be pieced together. But I guarantee you this, when we conclude this investigation, we're going to give a full breakdown of everything.
And just to follow up on that, can you give us an idea of how many leads you've had so far?
A lot of them. To give you an exact, that would be too low. We've had lots and lots of leads. In fact, actually, we have, I guarantee you, even though I'm not sitting at the phone bank now, we probably got leads coming in now. So just we have a lot of leads and we're following them.
Let me address that as well. I think part of that is also a testament to the community. Again, our city council members that are here from the community. They've shared things with the police chief and the department. I've heard things that I've shared with the police department. Business leaders, community leaders, faith leaders have all been instrumental in leads. And I think that speaks to the type of city that we are. I think that speaks to the type of community that we are. It's come across party lines. It's come across racial lines. It's come across income, class lines. Everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to solve this issue and wants to see this city be all it can be, and really feels bad for those lives that were lost and those lives that have been forever changed. And I think that's commendable to this community and the city and those that have really been pushing for the best outcome of what is a tragic situation. Yes, sir.
To build on my last question for clarification, is there a belief that gangs were involved in this particular incident? And the Sheriff's Association have also said that, quote, there exists a culture that emphasizes only addressing serious crimes rather than enforcing the law comprehensively. Is that accurate?
Well, I'll let you speak to the gang part. I mean, our gang unit has been working. We inherited when I came in 2019. They were working prior to that and prior to that. So we've had a active gang unit for several administrations that continues to do great work. They don't talk about it. They don't run out and brag on themselves or anything other. They just do the work. And we're grateful because they're often in harm's way more than most. But I will speak to kind of the latter part of we're enforcing all laws. And again, we work with Sheriff's Department. We work with our state partners and federal partners. We just had a meeting with the district manager for the ATF, district coordinator, for the ATF within the last month. So we're always meeting and updating things with our federal partners, and they're updating us on things that are coming around as well. So I would not say that the city is only focused on serious crimes. We're focused on all crimes. And again, I think that is apparent in the overall numbers. What we've got to change, I think, from our perspective, is to make sure that we're having more of an impact where those crimes are, and to make sure that as we arrest some of these people, that they stay behind bars, and that they aren't allowed to kind of come in through the turnstile, in and out on a low bail or low cash bond that may be out there. We've got to look at that. That is a problem. Our men and women, Montgomery Police Department, are doing an outstanding job of arresting people. The community is doing a great job in telling us where the problems are. We've got to make sure across government entities that we're doing a better job in keeping them and holding them regardless of what kind of crime it is, and certainly when it comes to violent crime. Chief, I'll let you address the part on the, you may want to ask that question again, Simon. I may have talked too long. I'll let Chief address that first part.
I was just asking for some clarification. Do you believe that gangs are involved in this particular incident?
I am not answering that question because of the nature of this investigation as it goes. But as I stated before, when we conclude and we're at a stopping point, then I will be more than happy to give a full breakdown. At present, we're looking at multiple individuals, and that's all I'll say.
I asked this before. We had a meeting
You would probably need to ask the president of the city council that.
Yes, we have received several emails. We started a curfew downtown that we need to look at. So we're looking at a citywide curfew. That's something that's being discussed because we know the nature is a lot of young people that's out doing a lot of these crimes that's going on in the city. So we're looking at, and they want to hold parents accountable too. That's part of the problem that we have is accountability for your household.
Can you tell us if any block switchers were used?
We're not going to get any specifics today. This is an ongoing investigation. The specifics are going to come out when we've concluded the investigation.
I believe the city was installing surveillance cameras in the district a couple months ago. Are those operational and they can capture the shooting? And is there anything more to be done about it?
We have many operational surveillance cameras downtown and in all of the areas we need them to be. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to look for any areas that are not covered. We will look for more areas that are covered or that might need it. But short of me giving you an answer like that, because like I said, I don't want to go into specifics or anything that's going to go into those, I will say we have cameras downtown and they are functional.
Mayor, the governor's session reached out to you yesterday morning. Have you contacted her back or the police at this point? And what are your thoughts on the new
As it relates to the governor's office, we reached out today through some of our staff members to their staff. I think we have a meeting set up. She's been, I think, busy on some other matters today, so I think we'll have a call here in the next 24 to 48 hours, my understanding. And you had another question?
Yes. I was wondering what your thoughts were on the announcement from the league that they would be expanding their evidence in downtown area.
Yeah, I think, and I'll let Chief add on to this as well if I missed something, but we've been working with them already. That program, I think, has been helpful, not just even in terms of downtown, but again, I think around this community, around the city, as well as working with the Sheriff's Department also. I think for partnership with Aaliyah, depending on how it's structured, can be beneficial. I think our men and women, Montgomery Police Department, been doing a very good job. And under the right circumstances, more collaboration can be impactful. It's already proven out now with federal law enforcement involved. In this case, just happened. We've been able to take those leads and process them a lot quicker with state and federal help. So, yeah, I think for what we've been doing has been solid. And if there are ways to improve that, then we're open to hear about ways to improve it. Chief,
We work well with Aaliyah, and we're greatly appreciative of their assistance. We have been working with them for literally well over a year, actually. First, when we were working with them on Max, and at the same time, though, working with them on other operations as well. So we welcome them expanding their patrol anywhere they would like. So we're really pleased to hear that.
we'll take these last two, and then this guy's going to do it.
This may sound like a dumb question, but your curfew, those in citywide, will it pertain to unaccompanied minors as curfew is now?
Basically, that's what it is. Unaccompanied minors doing those hours, 17 years and under. Yeah, must be accompanied by a parent, and we'll run that through the city council. There's 5 of them here, 4 of them are here, so we'll work that. And we work what the citizens are asking us to do is for us to protect the citizens and to protect our young people. Thank you.
Raymond, we'll come back.
Couldn't help but to notice also after this incident, there were a lot of posts on Facebook, of course, and a lot of comments about people saying, yeah, send in the troops to those people who have those training or fought. What would you tell them? Because you all busy, you're doing your job. To them who will say, yeah, it's time to bring the troops in, what message would you have for them?
I don't think that's a majority of the community. I know there are some loud voices that share that opinion. I think there are many, many others that do not. I think that, again, what we have been doing, working with local, state, and federal partners has helped drive down our crime about 23% year over year. We want it to be double, triple that. And those things have been working. Men and women in the National Guard is not necessary in Montgomery. I don't think it's necessary in any American city. And so I think there are ways to work with local law enforcement and community leaders. And I think there are ways for us to invest in things before we're talking about someone committing a crime. I think there are ways that we can deploy more resources to help people, whether that's mental health, whether that's through education, whether that's through after-school programs and initiatives, whether that's through more funding for workforce development and job skill training. There are a lot of things that lead people into a life of crime. And so to just focus it all on the back end, I don't think is the proper way to address this issue in Montgomery. I don't think it's the proper way to address the issue in any city in Alabama or any city in this country. Yep. Okay.
Because the suspects are still out there, do you believe that there's a current threat to the citizens here in Montgomery? And are there extra patrols that are taking place right now?
We are taking the appropriate actions as we speak and as we're going forward. I won't say further than that, but this is cases under investigation, and we're doing everything we need.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate y'all coming out. Thanks for all the good work.